It started with the howl, not the kind you hear from a distant wolf, but something that tore through the night, guttural and furious, like it knew we were out there. I shouldn't have been in those woods, but Jake, my best friend, was convinced the old legends about Deadwood Ridge were nothing but stories to keep kids from wandering too far. It was supposed to be a quick hike, just the two of us. I remember how cocky he was, flashlight in one hand, the other casually slung through the loop of his backpack. "You hear that?" I whispered, my voice barely cutting through the darkness. The trees seemed to crowd in closer, like the forest itself was warning us. "Nah, just coyotes," Jake said, though his voice faltered slightly. He was never one to admit fear, but I could see the tension in his steps now, the way his hand gripped the flashlight tighter. As we pushed deeper into the woods, the air grew colder. The wind seemed to carry whispers. I kept seeing movement at the corner of my vision, just quick flashes, like shadows darting between the trees. Then we found the tracks. Jake knelt, shining the flashlight on them. "Looks like a wolf," he muttered, though his face said otherwise. The tracks were too large, the claw marks too deep. I swallowed hard, the sense of dread gnawing at my gut. That's when we heard it, the howl again, this time much closer. Before we could react, something rushed out of the trees. It wasn't a wolf. It wasn't anything I'd ever seen. It stood on two legs, taller than any man, covered in matted fur. But its eyes, those eyes, were human. It stared at us for what felt like an eternity, its face twisted in a grotesque snarl, half human, half beast. Jake froze. "Run!" I screamed. Jake didn't move. His eyes were wide, fixed on the thing as it began to change, shifting, cracking, bones rearranging beneath its skin. It was becoming something else, something worse. I didn't wait. I ran, my heart hammering in my chest, the sound of snapping branches and that terrible growl chasing me through the trees. But as I looked back, I saw Jake, or what was left of him. He was standing there, staring at me, his eyes the same as that creature's, glowing with something dark and ancient. I didn't stop running until I reached the road. I never went back for Jake. I know what I saw. He wasn't Jake anymore. They say skinwalkers can take your body, your soul, but no one ever told me they could steal your best friend.